Hi, thanks for watching my video today. As far as my past experiences, I live in Caledonia, Michigan, and I grew up and I am from East Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I went to East Grand Rapids Public Schools K through 12 for my whole education until college. When I graduated from college, I worked in sales and business in the Midwest, mainly in Florida and the Chicago area for Sara Lee Foods. After that, I decided in my early 30s that I wanted to get into teaching. And I taught at Muskegon Heights Public Schools for 12 years. I really enjoyed that. It was challenging, which I actually liked. But at the same time, I also liked it. I liked it a lot. And I taught various grade levels: 3rd grade, 5th grade, 4th grade, I think 1 year 6th grade. And I also taught probably about a third of my time there, of the 12 years, I taught 7th grade social studies. I have taught 3 years at a rural school district, mainly rural, Potterville Public Schools. The first year I got there, I taught 4th grade, and the last 2 years I've taught 3rd grade, and I've really enjoyed it. The reason I enjoy it a little more than Muskegon Heights is because it has a little bit more technology there, but the technology is a little bit older. It's quite old, and so that's a little frustrating. I want to teach at East because I know that East wants each student to have a positive route in a global world. And yes, I did read that as a mission statement. But I'm telling you this now because, and I'm deciding to put this in my video because I thoroughly believe that. It's a fantastic mission statement. Something that I wish if I was a superintendent, I would change to something very much like that. Mainly because I'm a social studies teacher. And as I said, I thoroughly believe in a mission statement, something like that. I also would want to teach at East because I have an acquaintance at East Grand Rapids who teaches at, I believe, Lakeside Elementary. And she said, Betsy Anderson, who teaches at Lakeside, I believe, said that East Grand Rapids teaches code.org, or has many of their students do code.org. And ironically enough, a year before I asked her that, I looked into code.org because I found out that 3 million people were being hired each year to do coding and work in technology every single year. And when I looked at code.org, I thought it was mainly for high school students, and it was actually for students in kindergarten, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, all the way up to 12th grade, and that a lot of kindergarten, 1st grade students were doing this. So I really thought that it was fantastic. So I think that's another reason why I'd love to teach at East, and why I think it would be an asset for East Grand Rapids to have me there as well. But anyway, my principal said I couldn't do code.org, had my present school, because it wasn't part of the standards, which was real unfortunate, because it seems like a great program. Why would I be the best applicant? Well, I really believe all students can learn, and by that I mean I really mean all students. I work hard to differentiate learning and provide academic support to all of my students. I make sure I read up on the 504s and the IEPs before I even see a student on the first day, so that student is playing on a level playing field, and that student is set up for success as much as the middle level and upper level students are. Next, the other thing about being a best applicant for the job is I believe teachers today have to have the gradual release of instruction, which is I do it, we do it, and they do it, which many teachers do. But I've been putting in my lesson plans and making sure that I model more and I use the process of I do it, they do it, and we do it. Many times when I would model things years ago, and maybe 3 years ago, I would only do 2 of those 3 steps. But making sure that I use a gradual release of instruction plan, I make sure that I use all 3 of those steps. And I also really believe and think pairing and sharing is an integral part of learning for students today. I believe if a teacher does these things, they would be a great applicant and a great employee for East Grand Rapids Public Schools. My favorite children's book and why. My favorite children's book is the I Survived book series, and there's many reasons why this series is my favorite, for students especially, and even I enjoy the books. These stories are real life stories, and they've occurred throughout our world. So they learn more about not just our city or our state, but they learn about our other states throughout our country and our world, because the stories are about take place in other parts of the world and other parts of our country. They're amazing stories that show kids in really challenging situations, and I think that lends more interest to the student because the students see these kids in challenging situations. But at the same time, these are real stories. And so they also are stories that are teaching social studies and history at the same time. So that's the reason I believe the I Survived book series is a great series for students to read. I try to get every student of mine to read, well, at least 90% of them, to read 1 or 2 of these books a year. So anyway, thank you very much for giving me your time, and hopefully I will be going further in the process. Thank you.